going to show you a great project that you can do for a child's birthday party. It also makes a great kid's favor or as a birthday gift. We are making reusable, washable coloring t-shirts, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, if you're new here, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest, and if you're interested in crafting and Cricut tutorials, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I have put timestamps in the description below, so feel free to jump ahead as you need to. For our project today, we are going to be needing a blank white cotton t-shirt. We will need black heat transfer vinyl or iron-on vinyl, and you'll also need a heat press or an easy press to apply our design. I will be using my large clamshell heat press today. And you're also going to need a Cricut cutting machine. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite markers for kids to use to color these shirts. Let's head over to the computer and get our design ready. There are a few different ways we can get our images to make our coloring shirts. One of the ways is to go in your Google search bar and type in what you're looking for. So I typed in puppy coloring pages, and here I got a whole pile of different cute little puppies that we can use for our shirt. Now I like this guy here. He has the flowers, so you're not only going to be coloring the puppy, you can color the flowers as well. So I'm going to click on him and I'm going to go to save image as, and I'm just going to save this as puppy and have it send to my desktop so I can easily find it. Now when you go into Cricut Design Space and you've opened up a new project, you can go over to Upload. Press Upload Image, and then find your image you just uploaded, and then drag your photo onto your screen. And we are going to select Simple, as this is a rather simple design. It's just two colors, black and white, and press Continue. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see it better. We have the magic wand selected, so we're going to go ahead and erase the background. You'll see all the checkers, and that means our background is being removed. So just go over everything and remove all the background pieces. Now I don't want to keep these blades of grass here at the bottom of the image, so I'm going to go to the top left and press the eraser, and I'm just going to go over those pieces and erase that. And when you're done, you can press preview, and that's what our cut file will look like. And if you need to, you can go back and clean it up a little bit. I noticed I missed a spot there, so I'm going to go back and grab my magic wand again and click that collar piece I missed. And then we can press continue, and we're going to save this as a cut image. And then you can name it and enter some keywords if you'd like. Now your puppy is saved in your uploaded images, so you can click on your puppy, press insert image, and there it is, ready for you to cut out and place on a shirt. However, today I'm not going to use this image. I actually already started working on an image, and let me show that to you. My daughters love coloring detailed images, so that's why I picked this one. It's also going to be a lot of fun to weed. Now this turtle I got off of Design Bundles. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you can find where I got that image. Now I've already attached everything here, so I'm just going to detach it. I added the text to the image, just keep swimming, and the font I used is called Boatman Outline. And I also added these bubbles as well. They were not part of the image. And the bubbles actually came from a font, and the font is called Squishy Extras. And I just want to show you that font for a second. Here I typed out the letters. If I click on it, you can see. I typed out the letters from A to S, and each letter is a different image. So the bubbles I used are actually the letters Q and R. So if I were to click on my bubbles, you'd see I have an R there, and that's where I got that image from. Now I do not need all these extra images down here, so let's just get rid of those. Before I make our image, I want to curve the text here at the top. So I'm going to click on that, go to the top here, and you'll see where it says curve. And I'm just going to move the slider here until it's the way I want this text to be. There, I think that curve on it looks good. And now I want to select my text at the top. I'm going to press the shift key and click on my turtle, and also click on the word swimming. And I'm going to go to the top and press align and center horizontally. And that just makes sure everything's straight. I can double check the position of my bubbles and I like where they are. Now I'm going to highlight the entire image here and we are going to press attach at the bottom right before we make it. If I didn't attach all the pieces together, they would all cut out separately, but we want this to cut out as one full image, so I'm not placing pieces down like a puzzle. Now, before we make it, I want to make sure this is going to look good on a shirt. So I'm going to go over to the left and press templates, and we're going to scroll down and find the classic t-shirt. Now at the top, it's set to men's short sleeve, but we are doing a kid's shirt. And we're going to keep that at small. And I want to get rid of my grid line. So in between both of these rulers, if you press that square there, you can get rid of the grid line so you can see what your image is going to look like. Now we can drag our image onto the shirt. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're at 25%. Let's zoom in here. So here's our image. Let's stretch it over the shirt. And this is what our coloring shirt would look like when we're finished. Now, don't always trust the size guidelines of the templates. The size of your shirt that you're using may be much different from the templates. So I did measure the shirt and the size I want it to be is 6.5 inches wide. And there we go. That's the size we're going to need. Our t-shirt that we're using is actually quite smaller than the t-shirt template here. When we press make it, the template will not cut out. This is just a guide so you kind of know what it looks like. So let's go over to make it. And since we are using heat transfer vinyl, we are going to press mirror so our letters don't appear backwards when we put it on the shirt. Let's press continue, and we're going to be choosing everyday iron-on for this project. Let's load our mat and get this cut out. When placing your heat transfer vinyl on your mat, always remember to place the shiny side down and smooth out any wrinkles. Since this is such a detailed design, before we begin to weed, I'm going to go back into the design space and look at my screen, and I'm going to flip the image. That way I have a reference point on what to weed and what not to weed. When weeding detailed designs, I like to remove the larger pieces first, and I keep referring back to my computer screen to make sure I am weeding the correct pieces. Also, having great overhead light really helps to see those tiny lines. I'm using a ring light, which I find very helpful. Weeding this design may take some time and can be tedious work, but I also find it relaxing and therapeutic at the same time. Before we press our design, I'm going to run a lint roller over the shirt to remove any loose fibers. And then I'm going to give it a quick press in my heat press to remove any moisture. To help us center our design properly on the shirt, I'm first going to fold my shirt in half, lining up the seams, and give it a quick press so I know where the center is. I'm also going to fold my design together and pinch the ends so I know where the center of my design is. I'm going to place the image about 2 fingers below the collar and make sure it's centered on the shirt. I've heated my heat press to 350 degrees and I'll be pressing it for 12 seconds. If you are using an easy press, refer to the Cricut Easy Press heat guide for proper times and temperatures, and I'll leave a link for that down below in the description. Once the shirt is pressed, we're going to peel off the transfer sheet and our shirt looks amazing. I've actually made 2 of these shirts and they are now ready for my daughters to add their creative touches to the shirts by coloring them. The markers I find work best are the Crayola Ultra Clean markers. I find they wash very well. After your child finishes coloring the shirt, you can throw it in the wash, and when you take it out of the wash, the colors will be gone, so your kids can color their shirts over and over again. Just remember that you need to wait 24 hours after you have pressed your shirt before you wash it. Before your child begins to color the shirt, place a piece of cardboard or paper inside the shirt so that the colors don't transfer from the front of the shirt to the back of the shirt. If you want your child's coloring to be permanent on the shirt, you can try using fabric markers. Just follow the instructions of the brand of markers that you are using. My daughters had a lot of fun coloring their shirts and wearing them afterwards to show off their coloring skills. In my next video, I'm going to show you all the mistakes I made and how to fix them. You probably didn't see them in this video, but I promise you, I actually made a lot of mistakes today. So stay tuned for next week's video on how to fix your mistakes when you've had a bad crafting day. See you next time.